Chair recognizes the gentleman from Jefferson 33 for discussion of the matter.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I know the debate's going long, and I'll be really quick. Got a lot of people from my district watching, so I just wanted to mention the reasons I'm supporting this bill, because if you're listening to the debate, you don't really know what's in it. We want flexibility. We want our kids to be in school, and we want our teachers and our kids to be safe. I'm the only one on the floor in the House of Representatives whose kids are in school in Jefferson County. My kids who are in JCPS in Jefferson County. My wife also teaches in Jefferson County at JCPS. We want to give flexibility, and we want them to be safe. So we're doing 6 things, I'll say quickly, giving 6 flexibility options. Number 1 is the test to stay, because we want our kids in school. If they've been exposed but they continue to be tested and they're negative, they stay in school where they're learning. We're providing funding for that. We've done that in another bill. That's number 1. Number 2, all this talk about how they have to be in school. They have already 10 days of NTI. We're given 20 days of remote learning. To put that into perspective, there's 54 days left of school until January when we come back into session. That's 30 days of grace that we've given if you need it. But just so parents know, this remote instruction is their kids will be learning, not like it was last year. We all know it was that we tried very hard with our school district. Our teachers did a great job, but it was very difficult. We were learning on the fly. This remote learning, the teachers will be in the classroom while the students are at home, and it's an hour-for-hour thing. So that's number 2, the extra days of remote learning for schools that need it because there's an outbreak in a particular school. Number 3, we want to take funding issues out of the consideration for local school boards. So all school districts will be funded as they were the last full year in 2018, 2019. So if you need to shut a school down, the local school board won't have funding in their mind. That's number 3. Number 4, when I talk to the school board members in my district in Louisville, in Oldham County, what they tell me is substitute teachers. It's really difficult to get substitute teachers. We're making it easier to get substitute teachers, both retired teachers back into the classroom and other substitute teachers into the classroom. That's number 4. Number 5, we're allowing the local school boards to readjust the school day so they can have 1,062 hours like we used to have, rather than having to go a particular number of days. So what that means is, if you have to shut a school down because there's a pandemic, there's an outbreak there, we want you to be able to do that, but let's get the kids the instruction time that they need, and you can extend days and do the kinds of things that they did in Louisville in 1974 with the flood. They did in 1994 with the big snowstorm. So we're giving them more flexibility to readjust the calendar. And we're also allowing local school boards to have mask mandates in areas where they feel that they need them. So in Jefferson County Public Schools, we may need them. We may need them in some schools, may not need them in others. The school board may make a decision. They need them across the county. That's a locally elected school board member decision. So that's 6 different ways that we're providing more flexibility. So I just wanted to highlight, because if you listen to this debate, all you've heard about is that we're trying to hurt kids. Not what we're trying to do. We're trying to do 2 things. We're trying to keep our kids safe and our teachers safe. My children and my wife are in those school buildings. We're trying to keep them safe. And we're trying to keep them in school, because we all know, we've all seen the test results from the last year. Not only the education test results, but the mental health test results, the suicide numbers. We're trying to keep our kids in school. That's what we're doing. That's why we've provided this flexibility. COVID is real. Please, if you haven't had the vaccine, or if you haven't had the virus, go get the vaccine. That's what my push is. But we're trying to keep our schools open. So if you vote for this bill, I think you're doing that. I think if you vote against this bill, I understand you want more, I want more also. But if you vote against this bill, you're voting against the extra 20 days of remote learning. You're voting against the testing to keep kids in school when they've been exposed but they've not been tested positive. You're voting against allowing your local school district to have for the flexibility to go 1,062 hours. I know you're not getting everything you want. But if you vote no, you're voting against these things. So whether you're Republican or Democrat, whatever you've said to other folks, stand for these things. Say you should have got more. Say the bill wasn't great. It's not. It's a lot of things were left on the table. But my goodness, guys, this is good. And so I ask you to vote for it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.